And welcome back to the Open Mic Broadcast Network, the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince, as we are always fortunate to have on the line with us our guru, and I guess Father Time in a nice way, Coach Van Pettaway. How you doing today, Coach?
I'm doing fine, Dr. Prince. Everything is going well, and I'm just glad that we're able to see another day.
Absolutely, another day that was promised to us. But because of His grace and mercy, we shall both embrace it and walk together in it.
There we go.
Yes, sir. Coach, I've been doing a little soul searching, and I forgot to, or failed to mention to you a couple weeks ago that we calling your segment the locker room, sir.
Oh, the locker room. Wow, that's deja vu. Deja vu. I had locker room here at A&M's campus years ago.
Well, and I promise you, I did not know that, sir. But yeah, I said the locker room, that just sounds like a good fit because we cover such a wide variety of things.
Yep, absolutely.
And I just thought it would be fitting. So with your blessings and approval, then we shall continue with the locker room, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And it was another great week of SWAC football. We had a couple of surprises, and in fact, my gamble paid off for me this past week. So let's just get into it. All right, first up, Alabama State went up for them to Montgomery to Birmingham to play Sanford, and Alabama State lost that game 12-7. Sanford was able to win that football game, so I'm going to give Alabama State a C on this one, only being able to score 7 points against an FCS opponent that is not that highly rated.
Well, they're not highly rated. I was, believe it or not, impressed with the performance by Alabama State. So I'm saying this is slightly different. I actually gave them a B, Coach.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then Bethune-Cookman went up to Western Michigan. Bethune-Cookman lost that game 59-31. I'm going to give Cookman a B- on this because they went on the road, hostile environment, and they put 31 points on the board.
I gave them a B as well. I was really impressed with their loss. Even though it was a loss, I was impressed with them.
Yep. All right, next up, you got Tennessee State and Arkansas Pine Bluff. That game was played in Memphis. Tennessee State won that game 41-28. I'm going to give Arkansas Pine Bluff a C.
I gave them a C on that one because I did not think they were going to win, but I was pleased with their performance. I was pleased with their performance.
Yep. And then at Murray State, they played host to Mississippi Valley. Murray State won that game 59-8. I can never flunk Valley, so they'll get a C-.
I gave them a D. They're getting better. We're still in the same neighborhood this week, though. Still in the same neighborhood.
Okay. And then Alcorn State played host to Edward Waters, and they won that game 38-7 after struggling early. I'm gonna give Alcorn State. I'm gonna have to give them a B on this one.
I gave them a B- because of the fact that they let them hang around. I got nervous at first. I was like, wait a minute, there you go. We got to get this thing together. So I gave them a B-.
Okay. All right. In our game of the week, Jackson State played host to Southern. Jackson State won that game 33-15. I'm going to start with Southern. I'm sorry to say, but they get a D. And Jackson State's going to get an A.
Yeah, I gave Jackson State a B+ because they thoroughly manhandled Southern from beginning to finish. That score, even though it was not even that close, Coach. It was not even that close. Right. I gave Southern a D. I was expecting a little bit more out of Southern. I really was. And look, they might show up this week against my Panthers, but I can't talk too loud and too hard. But I was expecting just a slightly bit more from them. I'm gonna stick with that D on them.
Okay. And the game that put me over the top, Grambling State went out and played Texas A&M Commerce. Grambling won that game 35-28. I'm going to give Grambling an A for winning that game.
Well, I'm going to have to give them an A+ because even though I picked them to win the West, I wanted to pick them, but I did because they was on the road, and I messed up. I dropped the ball, Coach. I fumbled.
Okay, and then we'll get to my alma mater. Alabama A&M played host to Georgetown, Kentucky. Now, don't get it confused. And they won that game 24-16. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to give my Bulldogs a B-.
I gave them a C+ because I thought they was gonna blow the hinges off the door. I really did, and maybe I was counting my eggs too early. But man, I said, man, I was tracking that game. I said, man, this game is too close for comfort. And they finally got their act together as well. But they did win, Coach. They did win.
And the thing that I failed to tell you, I called that game for WJAB.
What?
I did. Yep, this was my second football game as the color analyst, and I enjoyed it. I had a good time. So I got a chance to see it firsthand. And
so were you with Mr. Ted Dixon?
No, Ted Dixon was with the SWAC Digital Network. I was with Maurice. Maurice and I did the game, and I have agreed to do the game at Tallahassee. So
okay.
Yep. All right, and so finally, now let's get around to your Prairie View Panthers. They went up to Michigan State. Michigan State won that game 40-0. I'm going to give your Panthers a C+. Because they went into Big Ten territory. They only gave up 40 points. And understand what I'm saying. They only gave up 40 points. Most teams would have it'd have been a 60 or a 70 point loss.
Okay. I gave them a C. And the reason I gave them a C, he's going to probably think I'm crazy. They covered the spread, Coach.
See, I didn't know anything about the spread. All I know is that we've been seeing some 60 and 70 point blowouts, and for them to go into the Big Ten country now and play that well, I just felt that they needed a passing grade.
Well, and the spread was 40.5. So they gave up 40. And I thought about the old gospel song, Your Grace and Mercy. So we knew it could have gotten a lot worse, but they spared them. And I said, take the C. Didn't get a larger check as I wanted them to get, but they got the check. The check is cleared, so we can help spread the table for when Southern comes to town.
Okay. All right. And speaking of Southern, let's get to this week's picks. We're going to start out. Bethune-Cookman is playing host to Clark Atlanta. So how do you see that, sir?
I'm hanging with Bethune-Cookman, sir.
Oh, yeah, so am I. So we're in agreement on that one. Mississippi Valley will be visiting Nicholls State.
I'll take Nicholls State, please.
All day, we both see that the same way. All right. Central Arkansas at Arkansas Pine Bluff.
I'm going to have to take Central Arkansas, sir.
Wow, I am too. I was hoping that we differed on that. Well, no, here's a game that'll help us. Alcorn State at McNeese.
See, this is gonna sound so crazy. If McNair was still head coach in Alcorn, I feel so much better about it. I'm gonna go with McNeese.
I agree with you because Alcorn has not been able to pass the football.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm agreeing with you. McNeese will win this one. Florida A&M at Troy.
Troy.
Yes. I know those people. Yes, I agree. Texas Southern at Lamar.
I'm picking Texas Southern, sir.
Uh-oh. Okay, here we
I know.
Okay, this is where we will differ. Okay, I'm gonna go with Lamar on this one.
Uh-huh.
Okay, now my Jackson State at Grambling.
Jackson State
at Grambling.
Jackson impressed me so much on last week. I'm going to have to stick with JSU, sir.
I'm in agreement with that. I'm going with JSU also.
Mm-hmm.
All righty. Now, my Bulldogs go up to Austin P. Alabama A&M at Austin P.
I'm going to have to let your Bulldogs stay on that leash, Coach, and I'm going to have to take Austin P in this one, sir.
All righty. And I'm going to take my Bulldogs.
Okay.
Okay. And then, of course, we got Southern coming to PV. How you see it, sir?
How I see it and how I'm calling it is a tug on my heart, Coach. A tug on my heart. But I'm going to take Prairie View since we're at home.
I'm agreeing with you. I think Southern has too many issues right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm in agreement.
Yes, sir.
I'm taking that. And let's see, we don't need a tiebreaker because.
Yeah, we do because we split on 2.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so we got to pick one of them MEAC parts.
So now the MEAC, you got Howard and Hampton, North Carolina A&T at Central.
I'll take Howard at Hampton, I guess. The Howard at Hampton.
Okay.
Howard at Hampton.
Yeah. So you think Hampton is going to take that? I mean, Howard is going to take that one.
No, don't put no words in my mouth just yet, coaches.
Well, you know what? No, I'm sorry. They're playing in D.C. It's a neutral site.
Oh, they're playing in D.C. They're playing.
Yeah, they're playing in Washington D.C. They're playing in a neutral site.
Yeah, that might. Ooh, I think, you know what? I'll roll with Hampton. I mean, yeah, I'll roll with Hampton.
Wait a minute, what am I talking about? Neutral site? Well, on here they have Hampton listed as the home game. But how would they be a home game? And Howard plays in? They're not playing on their campus. That's what it is.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not playing on their campus. That's why.
Okay.
They got it as an away game for Howard. So how do you see this game?
I'm gonna take Hampton, sir.
Okay, you got Hampton. And since it's in D.C., I'm gonna go ahead and take Howard.
Okay.
I'll take Howard since it is in D.C. It's not on their campus, but they should still have a fan base.
Mm-hmm.
And that ought to give them a little oomph. Well, sir, it's been a very interesting year so far. It's only like a 1 or 2 point difference so far this year.
Still in the lead, sir. You still in the lead.
Yep.
And we're gonna have to correct that real soon here. And speaking of some correction, folks, we got some news floating in the atmosphere that there is a possibility of some expansion coming toward the MEAC, man, and that's pretty exciting news.
Right, but now I'm a little disappointed. If Morehouse was interested in moving up, I thought the SWAC would have been a better option for them. And the reason why I'm saying that, you look at where Florida A&M is, look where Alabama State is, look where Alabama A&M is, and Jackson. Those are doable trips. Mississippi Valley. Those are doable trips for Morehouse.
Mm-hmm.
Doable trips for Morehouse. Going up on the East Coast, I think that's going to be more than what I think they want to spend. I don't think this will last, because being in Atlanta a lot and being around Morehouse and having been in that conference for about 10 or 15 years, I know their facilities. Basketball, they're ready. Basketball's ready in terms of their facility. Football has a way to go. They could improve track in terms of facilities. So I'm looking at facility-wise, making a move like that.
Well,
it's going to be a big investment.
Do you think it could have something to do with timing? Because at this point, we're at 12 in the SWAC. You could have 13 teams, but they wouldn't happen to have a travel partner that would be joining them. Who do you think would be a good fit with Morehouse to come and be a part of the SWAC? And please don't tell me Tennessee State.
Well, I promise you that's what I was going to say, Tennessee State. Yep.
Well,
Morehouse and Tennessee State. Yep.
Well, see, the problem I have with Tennessee State, they don't want to be at the SWAC. Okay, they like the benefits of playing SWAC schools, but they don't want to be a part of it. And I understand they say because of where they're located in the OVC, the travel is very light on them, so they stay there, and they didn't want to be there. And I don't ever see Tennessee State coming to be a part of the SWAC, not even the MEAC for that matter.
Well,
that's just me.
Travel would be easy coming out of Nashville to go anywhere because of Southwest and the deals that they do with some of the HBCUs. They don't want to be in the SWAC, but at the same time, they don't want to be in Ohio Valley. So the only other thing I can see for them is to go back being an independent.
They say they don't want to be a part of the whole Ohio Valley,
right?
But their evidence proves otherwise. At least to me. At least to me.
True. That's true.
And they've been there over 20 plus years. You've been pretty much a gnat in their system. You want to stay there? Stay there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not going to hold my breath, waiting and hoping that you come to your right mind. This train got to keep on rolling, Coach.
Right, and I think the MEAC they're actively recruiting members because they're not going to survive with only 16. So
no,
they've got to add to that. Then there's also a rumor that one of the Virginia schools, I'm not sure if it's Union or Virginia State.
I think it was Virginia State. It was Virginia State, and so that's why I'm thinking more of the MEAC move. Mm-hmm. That Virginia State and Morehouse, or Virginia Union for that matter, would not be a bad travel partner. Somewhat of a stretch without a huge stretch. You know what I mean?
Right.
And they could make that work, and like I said, would be a good fit with the timing that we're in. I would love to have 2 more programs. I would love it absolutely, but logistically and realistically, I think they'd be better seeking toward the MEAC.
Right. Well, see, what I was looking at with the SWAC's footprint going into Atlanta, with your baseball already there, now your basketball is going, and don't be surprised in a year or two that the conference office headquarters doesn't move to Atlanta. That's why I was saying Morehouse would have been a better fit for the SWAC. But you're right. Geographically, it's probably better for them to partner with somebody and be in the MEAC.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Either way, it's an exciting time to see growth at any conference and see some of these schools attempting, at least thinking about stepping up to the next level.
Right. And then on the horizon, at a later date, you and I, we got to jump into this thing where I've been hearing about this HBCU National Championship in basketball. That's been hot and heavy, and supposedly it's going to take place, and we need to get some more facts so that we can jump into that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I know they've been kicking it down the road for a few years now and trying to work out the logistics, but the only thing that somewhat hesitates with me about that, they'll be trying to play in the shadows of the actual NCAA tournament. And I don't know, if you can get any eyeballs on that as far as TV rating is concerned. And I believe there's enough money out there where it could be supported. But looking at them trying to loose ends on this from the media package. But it is exciting. Speaking of exciting, we got the SWAC basketball media days rolling up on us, and it seems like it's early, but I know it's not early. But it seems like the time is kind of off.
It's normally in September,
right?
Or September, late September, early October, right before. October the 15th was normally the day that they allowed you to get on the court, but with the new rules, that has been moved up to September to where you can get on the court with your full team.
Wow. Time just rolling around, Coach.
Oh, yeah. So that's why they're getting it out of the way.
Okay. And you know what? I guess that's what it kind of seemed like. They're just getting it out the way.
Right, because it's in person. For most of the time with basketball, it was always virtual. But I guess with the fact that they're going into Atlanta for the first time, that's why they're having it on site.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, we're still going to track it down either way, virtual, in person, in the airways or in the waterways. We're going to make sure we got it covered here at the open mic. And I know you're getting excited about it. Well, see, that's why I hang around folk like you, Coach. You're so multi-talented and so well-informed. This man is doing commentary for football, basketball, and loves some volleyball, some baseball, and just my kind of guy, man, my kind of guy, and having to be putting a couple of knots on my head these last couple of weeks too. But I like to let you get warmed up, feel good about it before we put on this onslaught.
Right. Well, as they say, Mama called, so I had to answer. When they reached out to me, they said, "We're in the bind. Could you help us out?" And I said, "Sure." I said, "Are you sure about this now?" I said, I'm real comfortable with basketball. I'm comfortable with that. And then from what I was told that everything went well with the football. So that's why I've agreed to help out my alma mater, WJAB, because those people were there for me on the road and anything I ever needed. So I'm always indebted to WJAB 90.9.
Yes, sir, and that's what it's all about, man. It's the gift that keeps on giving.
Yes.
And they say sharing is caring, right?
Yes,
that's
sir.
why we do what we do. Well, Coach, you continue on. We're going to track you next time we know we got it. I'm going to get that information from you. Okay. And we're going to make sure we get a monitor on that. We'll have some more to talk about and kick down the road. But I want to give you some closing thoughts and comments, sir. We get ready to, let's say, wrap this puppy up this week, my man.
Well, it's been so far a very exciting year for us, and you're getting the word and the message out there, and I want to continue to encourage you to continue doing that, because we really need this, especially in this day and time, because the radio is a component of the media that I think is being overlooked sometimes, but you're making sure that it stays in the forefront. And I want to commend you for that, and I want to encourage you to continue to do that.
Well, sir, I appreciate you. Look, in a nice way, you call me a dinosaur. No, but I love it. I'm a dinosaur that still has a lot of youth in them and understand the power and the need of audio content. And so that's why we continue to do what we do. And we can't get it done without great people such as yourself to be on part of our content train. With that, we say thank you, sir. He is our guru, Coach Van Pettaway, football broadcaster. Coach Van Pettaway. I like that, man. I like that. We're going to have to put a microphone in you for that baseball season, man. See what you do with that. I am the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince. I want to thank you guys so much for joining in with us. Don't forget you can follow me on Twitter X at The Mike Prince Show. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. And until the next time, you guys be blessed, and we'll see you on the other side.